close to me. It's not where they're supposed to be. They got a hold on me.
They go.
I just wanna ride away.
Yeah.
Help me clear these thoughts trapped in my mind today.
Yeah.
Ain't no help required. I'm gonna find a way.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. 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 Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Good Friend Podcast. I am your host, Sensei Chop. Y'all can follow me on the gram at Sensei Chop. That's SENSEICHOP. Shout out to my boy Dago Fats. Like always, with the intro going crazy. I gotta let that bitch ride. I really fuck with that song. That's Ride Away by Dago Fats. For any of y'all who don't know about the Good Friend Podcast, the purpose of the Good Friend Podcast, this is a conversational platform. You feel me? Like, I don't be wanting to interview people or just, we talking about everyday situations. We talk about shit that you experience in everyday life from a micro to a mega scale. You feel me? And I aim to hopefully be that good friend and give you a different perspective of understanding of a situation that you might look at in a very stressful and negative way. Hopefully, listen to this. You can walk away and be like, well, I never thought about it like that. I'm glad I got this perspective. It eliminates some kind of bullshit, some type of stress within me. Or shit, it might just sound better to find somebody who can identify with some of the things that I might be going through. Whatever the case might be. Or you might be entertained. I don't fucking know. But I do aim to be that good friend to the world. You did. Shout out to my boy Z Rich, High Off Life Entertainment. Appreciate the apparel, my boy. I'm really fucking with this right here. Before we get started with the podcast, I do want to say, update from the Dreamers Network for anybody who might have been interested or been inquiring about, like, when y'all coming out with a new episode of Drug Dealer's Dream. I am happy to announce that we are officially in production of new episodes. So yeah, Drug Dealer's Dream podcast is still a thing. It's still continual. Rest in peace, G. Long live G. The dreams ain't gonna die. You feel me? We keeping this going and going and going. You feel me? You did. Yeah, look, so I was searching, going through the YouTube rabbit hole again, and I stumbled across another producer. His production YouTube channel, his name is Jackpot, and Jackpot got some flame. Jackpot got some shit, for real, whoa. So, with this being a solo episode, I ain't got no co-host, no guest, no nothing on that bit. I figure I can do, like, I can take a minute or two to spit 3 or 4, 6 bars, some shit like that, you feel me? I want y'all to check this shit out, this shit by Jackpot, you feel me? Jackpot got some flame. Huh, what you say? You said speak your truth, King? Say less. Hey, look, I was taught to look, learn and listen, pay attention, mind your business, talking about your business, honestly, you might just catch a sentence. I was taught police are bitches, when they come we hit the fences, gold medal and hustle Olympics, my hustle should be in Guinness. I was taught to stack my riches, I learned that from bad decisions. I ain't had no pot to piss in, but I had a box on 20 inches, not 20 minutes in the kitchen. I was taught to scratch a pigeon, burn the cushion, push the midget, and if they ask, don't know who did it. I was taught there is no limit, and real G's are always mimic. R.I.P. O.N.E. That's why I don't trust these women. Fuck the world, that's a given. I was taught that just by living. That's a thought I'm not concealing. All my love goes to my children. I was taught folks be pretending. They ain't about that life, they timid. All these felonies on my record, and I couldn't give my cousin a visit. Now 10 years in that hell condition, but it's okay, that nigga finishing. Now we gonna start a business, cause we was taught to be ambitious. True that. Real niggas already knew that. Made a great name on the streets where I grew it. Got great aim on the shits that I shoot at. I take off like a bullet. Live like life, Russian roulette. I listen to the cries of the streets of my mom and it sound like a do it. I use it as motivation music. Riding in the 84 Buick. Bad transmission looking fluid. Riding down 20 I'm pursuing. Big bank rolls my viewing. A whole lot of people now rooting. For my success they stupid. No time for love, keep it moving. Ben put a hit on Cupid. He somewhere sticking on the tulips. I ain't wanna bet I had to do it. No more roadblocks when I'm cruising, nigga. Ooh. And I'm talking to you if you ain't part of my crew. In fact, you look like a target of food to all of my starving dogs in my group, nigga. And you best believe we ain't barking at you. Got word that you got that guap on you too. Get pop so smooth it won't pop on the news, nigga. Yeah. Hey. I'm listen. I'm gonna come out with a motherfucking LP or something. I'm coming out with something. I don't know what I'm coming out with. It might be a single, EP, fucking, I don't know, a musical. I gotta do something. I just like music too much. Now I can't count. I'm not really interested in the music industry because I really feel like with my personality, just the type of person I am, I would have more issues and trouble within the music industry. But nah, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that because this ain't how the music industry used to be back in the day. You can make a pretty good living for yourself being independent. So I don't know. I'm gonna ponder on that. I might do. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I might do fuck around with that music shit, like for real again. Who knows? Anyway, so look, I was having a very interesting conversation with a friend of mine, and they was talking to me about white supremacists. They was just like the typical shit you hear about them. They ain't shit. They this, that, da 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 da. Which I wholeheartedly agree with a lot of that shit. So when they was like hitting me with all their different opinions on the white supremacists, the KKK people, it just kind of hit me because I know of like past situations I've been in. It just kind of hit me to ask them, have you ever had a conversation with them? And they just gave me a look that was so crazy, like, nigga, what? No, I don't talk to them motherfuckers. I don't want to know nothing about them niggas. Fuck them. I get that. Cool. I understand, right? So I followed up with, I have had a conversation with a couple of white supremacists and KKK. Matter of fact, when I used to sell dope, the very first person I ever sold dope to was a Ku Klux Klan member. I was 12 years old. That's also how I got my first gun. My first play with nigga, shit. All that racist shit is out the door when that nigga trying to get high, you did. But I had a conversation with a couple of KKK members and some white supremacists. So when I told my friend that, they looking at me like, well, why the fuck would you do that? I was like, cuz I just want to kind of like understand how they think. I want to get to know them. Like, nigga, you tripping. Those the ops, nigga. Why the fuck would you even want to get to know them motherfuckers? I'm like, exactly. They're the ops. If they are against us, why the fuck not? Why would I not want to know what makes my opponent click? How their mind operates? And they were just in all kind of woke and conscious disbelief and not agreeing with my train of thought with that process. But it made sense to me. I don't know if it made sense to them by the time we finished talking, but it made perfect sense to me. I asked, like, what sports team do you know of that goes into a competition, into a big game, without studying their opponents? Any athlete for that matter. You just want to walk into this game blind. I don't give a fuck about them. It don't matter what they can do. I know what I'm capable of doing. You're probably going to lose that battle like 12 times out of 10. Don't be so stuck on, oh, that's the op, so 100% fuck everything about them. I get that to a certain degree. No, I honestly feel like you should try to learn these motherfuckers as much as you can. Learn your enemy. Learn your opposition. Study these motherfuckers so you can be the victor in that situation. It's not understanding to learn these people so you can kumbaya with these motherfuckers, because you probably don't ever get to that point. World peace, it's not going to happen. That's a perfect world, and a perfect world is going to happen. Do you want world peace every day anyway? You would not ever understand what the fuck peace is if you experience peace every fucking day. You won't ever understand what the fuck peace is, right? But the conversations that I've had with the white supremacists and the triple K motherfuckers, it was interesting. Neither group, none of the individuals I talked to admitted to hating black people. None of them did. I'm not saying that they don't, but to me, they didn't admit that shit, right? Their thing was they didn't believe in race mixing and mixing of cultures because that their bloodline is dying out. So I'm like, your bloodline is dying out, bro. It's white folks every fucking way. Take your pick. What the fuck you mean? And you know, at the time I didn't realize, like, because when I used to see white and I just used to think like, oh, everything's white, everybody's white. You know, if you're white, you're white, you're white. But it's different type of whites. You got like what? You got Italians, you got Jews, you got Irish, you got fucking Scandinavian. You got all different type of motherfuckers and shit. So these motherfuckers was talking about a particular bloodline, Aryan or some shit like that. They're talking about a particular bloodline that was dying out. I guess that blonde hair, blue eyed bullshit. I don't. Whatever the case might be, they're scared. They're really, really scared. And they understand the dominance of us. They say that in so many words, right? One of these white supremacists, like, you know, I just want to speak my truth to you, King. And I'm pretty fucking scared of y'all. I was like, okay, I get it. It's all right. It's cool to bow down to me. You did. And I got an understanding of them. So my friend who I was talking to about that, they were like, well, shit, that doesn't make sense to do that because they're not trying to take their time out of their day, of their schedule, whatever the case is, to try to understand us. I'm like, why the fuck would you want them to? Why would you want them to? Fuck if they don't want to do the same shit. Once again, using the sports analogy, it is in my best interest to be able to go against a team that I've learned everything that I possibly could learn about this team, and they absolutely learned nothing about me. They took out no time to study me, to know my strengths and my weaknesses, what makes me click, what makes me perform harder, what makes me go crazy. They didn't even take out time to even try to analyze that at all. Really? Boy, stop. Well, we about to get this W, a good one, a blowout. Fuck you mean? Not starting that shit. And that kind of like, for me, it went from, okay, I see what their mind frame is. Let me talk to a cop in the neighborhood who I see in the fucking plaza by the corner store that I go to every day. I don't never talk to these motherfuckers, but let me say what's up to the motherfucker, right? I did this before. And I ain't gonna cap. On both ends, it was awkward as fuck. Like, yo, what's up, officer? He looking at me like, yeah, I got my eye on you, boy. I don't know why the fuck you talking to me. All right, cool. Day one. Weird as fuck for me. Awkward as fuck for him. Day two. Still weird. What's up, officer? He looking at me crazy as fuck. Still. Okay, cool. But the more I kept on saying what's up to him, the more comfortable I got with it. And also seeing him getting a little bit more comfortable. And it got to the point where he'll see me coming up. Hey, how you doing? All right, what's up, officer? How you doing? It to me, it just made sense to speak to him. Not on no snitch shit. So anybody who listening to this and y'all thought that, fuck you. Not on that type shit. I'm being serious. Like, just making myself human to this motherfucker and him being human to me. Me understanding that this is a person with a job and him understanding that I'm a person out here who's just trying to live. When you have a personal connection with a person, it doesn't have to be a deep personal connection like, oh, you're my fucking friend, I want to tell you secrets in life and go shopping with you. No, it ain't got to be no shit like that. But when you become more familiar with a person, they don't seem so fucked up to you or so like statistical to you for the most part. You know, we got cops patrolling our neighborhoods. These motherfuckers got guns. They can pull us over. They can do all kind of shit that can put our life and or freedom in jeopardy. And the sad part about this, a lot of cops in these neighborhoods, they not from these neighborhoods, so they don't really understand how these neighborhoods operate. They don't understand how the people in these neighborhoods operate. What they might consider a sign of aggression and feel like some crazy shit about to go down, it might just be regular conversation. Like, shit, to me, all hoods are the same. The dialect and some of the buildings might be different, but the mind frame of people and all the shit's the same. I've been in all kind of hoods in America. These shits are the same, right? And one thing I know, like, especially in the hood, you got these individuals who are super passionate about shit. They don't mean no harm. They're not about to beat nobody up or no shit, but just how they talk and their gestures and everything, they're extremely, extremely passionate about certain shit. It can be sports. It can just be a debate or whatever. You know, they're probably, nigga, how the fuck you gonna tell me that nigga's the best motherfucker, la, la, la. All that shit, right? We know this. We not looking at it like, oh my God, I'm scared. We're not looking at it like that. But you got this cop who is from a small town somewhere who hasn't even experienced that type of aggression or even really experienced black people for the most part. He's terrified as fuck when he see that shit. And I get it to a certain degree. Now, let me say this, disclaimer. I'm not saying anybody should change up any type of behavior for any motherfucker. Like, they gonna have to learn how to be comfortable with you. But let them learn how to be comfortable with you. Let them get to know you. Don't be too like, especially if the cop ain't did no fuck shit to you. Don't be on no like, man, fuck you, nigga. I ain't got a motherfucking thing to say to you. Like, bruh, don't put the bad vibes out there. Just see, for example, like if you make yourself human to this motherfucker, what can possibly happen? I don't know what I would do if I became a cop and I went to some fucking country redneck town to be a cop there, and I see a local bar brawl break out and folks are fighting and throwing chairs and bottles, and I go on a resting rampage, and now the whole town mad at me. They're like, this cop's tripping. This is what we do. It's like a fucking tradition. I'm not from here. This shit weird as fuck. This nigga just hit a nigga in the head with a goddamn bottle. What the fuck you mean it's a tradition? But who am I to say how these people should rock in their neighborhood, what they're used to? Let me get to know them. You know what I'm saying? Okay. They have a bar brawl going on over here. I'm not locking nobody up over that motherfucker. They're gonna do this shit every fucking weekend. I ain't got time for that shit. No one's gonna die. Everybody's gonna buy it. Everybody drinks. They're gonna go home, fuck each other's sister. However they do it. I did mean what I said. I'm not even gonna take that back. But however they do that shit, you feel? I mean, hey, I'm all for trying to have the most peaceful environment that I possibly can have. Mainly 'cause I got kids. My kids walk to these stores. My kids go out here. I don't want these folks looking at my kids and just looking at them as some type of object or some type of statistic and not a fucking human being, not exactly what they are. A fucking human, a person. You know? And shit, if you're going to show me and mine that respect, if you're willing to do that, I'm also willing to do that as well. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that, especially if you're in my community. There's nothing wrong with attempting to work together. Now no snitch shit. But it ain't nothing wrong with attempting to, to keep the chaos down, to keep the peace. Like, I don't want to get pulled over and feel like it's a possibility that I might lose my life or might get wrongfully locked up for some shit just because I fit a profile. Bruh, you know me. Talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have a situation like that than to just, it's just textbook interaction on both ends. That shit's whack to me. Shit, I just feel like we should learn our opposition. Whoever we feel like is our opposition, whoever we feel like is the enemy, the opponent, whatever word you want to put on it, learn them. And whether they try to get to learn you or not, if they try to learn you too, cool. If they don't, it's more of a win for you than it is an L. You done got some personal development. You done got a good understanding in life, and you also generating a good vibe within yourself. Ain't nothing better than that. And you can take that with you wherever. You feel me? Because going to war with any and everybody just on blind rage, waking up being a rageful motherfucker ain't going to help nothing. I can honestly sit here and say, being a black man with as many felonies as I got and as many kids as I got, and being an entrepreneur, and to wake up in the morning not filled with rage, boy, that shit beautiful. Straight up. You don't have to be upset about everything. You don't have to be upset with everyone. If someone don't like you, fuck them. If someone doesn't look at you as a fucking human being, fuck them. But at least give the world a chance to see you for who you are and not for what they want to see you as. You did. So, yeah, that's what I got to say about that. Once again, this has been another episode of the Good Friend Podcast, and you can follow me on the gram at Sensei Chop. That's SENSEICHOP. Please, please, please be sure to subscribe, to leave comments. Go subscribe go leave a review on iTunes for the Good Friend Podcast on iTunes. I will check it. Make sure you leave your Instagram name on there so I can pick someone and send them some free Drug Dealer's Dream apparel, courtesy of a Drug Dealer's Dreams, and spread the word. Tell a friend. Bring somebody over here. You know, maybe somebody get something out this shit, hopefully. You feel me? But yeah, like I said, this has been another episode of Good Friend Podcast. And remember, I might not be the friend you want, but I'm damn sure the friend you need. And I'm going to tell you what the fuck you need to hear. Always, forever. You feel me? Truly, I'm out.
Sometimes it seems like everyone close to me is not where they're supposed to be. They got a hold on me, and I just wanna ride away. Help me clear these thoughts trapped in my mind today. Ain't no help required, I'm gon' find a way.